How badly does Australia really need tradies? I'm currently working on getting into welding as a trade, partly because I know I've enjoyed the couple classes I've taken on it, and partly because I'm planning emigrating from the US to Australia, and everything online implies tradesmen are in short supply out there. Is there another trade I should be looking at? Do I realistically have a shot of developing skills to the point where I'd qualify for a skilled migrant visa within 5 years? If welders aren't in bad enough need, I'd look at other options, but it looks like welding is going to be the best intersection between something I enjoy doing, something that's needed in Australia, and something I can get into and get skilled quickly. My mate is a welder in a mine, works 6 months of the year and is on like $150,000. Same as all the other skill shortage stuff. We want them badly, but we want experienced people with around 5 years experience. The thing is, there's not as much a demand problem as there is a willingness to pay decent rates for trades. If the rates were high, everyone would be getting into it. Been in a trade here for 15 years. There's a list somewhere of jobs that Australia lets into work. But most trades need Australian qualifications to work here. So even if you are qualified in the USA, you won't automatically be allowed to work here. Welding or electrician. There are other trades that pay well, but they're a lot harder on your body. Hope you like 79 series utes. There isn't a shortage. I think it's a good plan. You won't have a problem getting into Australia with any trade really, mate. There is a demand for all trades everywhere as the country needs a lot of housing and other infrastructure putting in place if it's any hope of growth and modernization. Welding seems solid choice. Neighbor is mature age apprentice and earns $30 just welding in a factory. I'm just assuming it will be close to $40 qualified. I do think that there is a trade shortage for the companies that don't want to pay fair or offer decent conditions. There are so many trade people that are labor hire and or casual here that I am pretty sure there is some kind of agenda in this apparent crisis. That said, don't be put off. Just don't expect it to be a walk in the park getting a start, and make sure you look at making sure any certification you get are recognized over here. At work, we're currently paying $100 hour to hire coded welders from a local fabricator. Even if the welders only get 50 of that, it would still be $120,000, $150,000 a year. Usually I'd recommend electrician as the best trade, but the demand for welders at the moment is through the roof. Fitters turners are also in massive demand. There's a skills shortage here and across the ditch with our Kiwi brothers and sisters, you won't have trouble finding work. My brother is a boilermaker in a mine-related company, he lives in a mining town. Works a 9-5 roster. Is on over 200k AYR, every time he's said he wants to leave they throw more money at him. He's been approached by several other companies with ridiculous offers. If you're good at what you do, you'll get a good paying job anywhere. Not badly enough to offer tradie migrants actual permanent residency, but badly enough to shaft its current tradies by offering tradie migrants temporary residency. More than we need most people with uni degrees. I've never not seen a welder not in demand seriously. These people are seriously underrated. Drafters and automation programmers as well. I'm trying to learn to be the latter as there's so much morons around who don't know even how to use common sense to read a code. Realistically, by the time you're qualified and have expertise, any shortages will have passed. According to some guy, the ones we have don't work hard enough, so once they all pick up the slack we'll probably realize we have too many. Every second boomer here is a welder. It was a necessary hobby before this generation poked its head out. You might have to wait another 10 years before you can get a toe hold unless you're now a commercial welder with references. We gotta have somewhere for some of the degenerate high school dropouts who develop gambling and substance abuse problems to go. Welfare simply can't bear them all faced with tears of joy. So yeah, we need them if for nothing else, but to give them something productive to do. Welding is a tough job to do for more than a decade. What other stuff might you enjoy? What about painting, tiling, drywall setting, etc.? Diesel fitter is basically a heavy vehicle mechanic, working on trucks, excavators, boggers, etc. That might be something you enjoy? The plumbing, electrical, refrigeration HVAC, and etc. trades are strictly license only, so you would have to hold the journey qualification and then do a conversion in AUS. I'm leaving the trade industry, as the entire sector is completely fucked and is in heavy need of a government inquest. So much dodgy shit happening, sham contracting, doing half-assed jobs, massive bullying culture. Something to beat in mind. The waiting list for getting overseas qualifications recognition is about a year to 2 wait, so may take a lot longer if you are relying on the qualification to get you the income you are chasing. A fully qualified master welder in Singapore is worth about $250,000 annual, that's 275,000 Australian dollars. Welding is a valuable skill that won't be replaced soon. Pretty much every trade is in demand. Do your research and pick one that pays decent if you plan on staying here for life. Pretty sure mechanic pay is fucked in the States too, but MacCas workers get paid more than freshly certified automotive techs. I left the trade because destroying my body was not worth what I was being paid. I ran a fabrication yard in Perth a couple of years ago and paid $42 hour, and the guys could work 12 hours per day 5.5 days per week, $3 extra for night shift. Boilermakers though, and I reckon the rates have gone up. I had to do carpentry in AUS as a visa requirement since I was technically qualified. I was doing the most basic carpentry and getting $100K a year. I'm talking planing the odd door. I still get calls now offering me $50 an hour contract work. On days where I hate my office it's mighty tempting. Hey mate. Unfortunately we don't recognize the certs you get in America. At best you might get in as a certified welder. Welding isn't on the skilled shortage list either, at least last time I checked. I work in mining in central Queensland. Welders are in high need and are highly paid $150K and above. There are jobs working for the mines themselves as well as shutdown work, major shutdowns on dragline and shovels. Shutdowns are more casual work but very high paying. Great for getting into the game. The big thing to realize is that you won't be paid the really big bucks living in the major cities. There are plenty of rural towns where you'll get the money. Not all FIFO jobs are in the middle of the desert, but they're obviously not in the big cities. Good building trades are carpenter, electrician, and plumber. Yeah man. Come over and weld up some of those new US subs we're going to start building. They'll be screaming out for trades and paying top dollar. They'll all be replaced by tech soon. Boilermakers are in desperate need. Every trade is on short supply. I heard today we had 570K immigrants in the past 12 months and less than one were building or manufacturing trades. Peepka. We need tradies who are skilled and have brain. Just cause you can hold a hammer doesn't make you a chip pie. Too many dumb fucks in the building industry. I work for a manufacturing company about 30 minutes west of the CBD. We have a team of about 10 welders and we're regularly looking for new people. Our biggest problem isn't lack of experience, it's poor attitudes and people being unreliable, taking lots of days off without notice. It doesn't pay anywhere near as much as the mines or other FIFO work, but it's indoors at the same place with a regular schedule every day, with optional overtime for those who want it. Some of our senior welders earn more than their supervisor does, especially when they do OT. What we need is to pick this young generation up and give them a purpose and drive. They have none. The gap is getting bigger because the pool of those with drive to succeed is getting smaller, the rest just exist. Not sure about other areas, but carpenters are in desperate supply in Brisbane. My bro is a welder and gets $200,000 but only works 6 months of the year. Not a bad way to live. Others in demand would be industrial sparkies. My friend's husband does the for $230,000 a year in mining.